Hey guys, Jeremy here, and if you're like me, you're an avid fisherman, and once in a while you catch that lunker that ends up breaking your rod tip. Just kidding. I usually just shut mine in a door or trunk or something like that, and I break off my rod tip, and then it's useless. I tend to hold on to these just in case I feel like fixing it, or I get an opportunity to pay somebody to fix it. But in this case, I actually got a rod tip repair kit sent to me at no charge for this review. And so in this review, we're going to learn together how to fix this rod tip. So what I've done is I've just trimmed that down, and I've still used this fishing rod, but anybody knows that that right there is going to fray your line and weaken your line. And then if you do happen to hook into a lunker, you're just going to snap your line at that mark right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this tip off, and then we're going to use what we have in this kit. So in this kit, we have some UV glue, we have a glue stick, we have some sandpaper, we have some string to wrap around the outside of the rod and the new eye. And then we also have some new tips here, some new eyes, and they got several different sizes here. So we're just going to try to match that up as close as we can. We also have a UV flashlight, and then we've also got a charging cable to charge that up so that we've always got it ready to go. So first thing we're going to need here is something to clip off our last eye here. We're not wanting to go too far here, and then we're going to pick one of these new tips. So you can see we have a great variety of diameter here for your fishing rods. These might be for saltwater, these might be for river poles, they might be for ditty poles, or anything like that. I'm going to be using a bass pole here, so I'm going to look for a diameter that's going to match the end of my rod. So first thing we want to do is just go ahead and clip this off of here, and then we're going to find the one that's going to work best. We want to go ahead and sand this down and make sure that's a really smooth surface. Okay, so we've went through all of our tips here, and some are small, some are big, and then you got the one that fits just right. So that's really good right there. And you know, before you glue this on here, you want to make sure that it's going to fit, and then you also want to make sure it's going to line up with your other eyes. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to melt the glue down over the end of the rod tip, and then we're going to slip this over the top, and we're going to let that dry before we move on to our next step. So all I'm doing here is just putting a little bit of glue on there, and then we're going to take our end. So the next thing we're going to do is get this floss wrapped around the end of the eye. Now to get that to stay in place, what I'm going to do is just melt that just a little bit more. And then all I want to do is put my floss there, and then I'm just going to start spinning my pole. Next thing we're going to do here is put some of the UV glue on the tip so that the end of this will stay. Now this light does get hot, and it's actually melting that glue on there. So it looks really good, I think. Okay, so this is the final product here, and I think for the first time fixing a tip, it turned out really well. That UV light actually made that UV glue hard on there. So it's just like this glue right here. Maybe not as professional, but for a first timer, I'm pretty happy with it. Next thing we're going to do is just see how well this is. Oh, that's snug on there. That's really good. So I'm not going to have to worry about that tip coming off of there while I'm out fishing. So if you're looking for an easy repair kit for your rod tips, this right here, this rod tip repair kit is definitely something that you need to look into.